2026 Commonwealth Games are in doubt.
That's it? Is it over? What's going to happen?
No one expected it to be the Victorian Premier delivering a stunning backflip.
Claiming the event is not, quote, value for money.
Premier Dan Andrews ने आयोजन की लागत में
Clearly a huge amount of anger around as well. Commonwealth officials here in London say that they were effectively blindsided by this.
It's the way that they cancelled the Games that is the issue. The Commonwealth Games Federation said they were given 8 hours notice.
Well, I put it in the bombshell category, actually, just in a state of shock and beyond disappointed.
Victoria's withdrawal places the future of the Games in doubt, given the challenge of finding replacement hosts 3 years out from the event.
It's left the organising committee fuming and scrambling for a replacement.
Well, let's bring in Isabella and Steph now. Isabella, that's a taste of how people were reacting. This news broke in Australia while you would have been asleep, but it clearly has been a shock for the UK to wake up to.
That's right, Lisa. There's been surprise, disappointment and frustration. We heard from Team England, who say their athletes already had their sights on the 2026 event, and this is hugely unsettling. We've had some other competitors who say they'd be happy to attend a smaller or scaled back event as long as it goes ahead. Now, the Commonwealth Games Foundation is headquartered here in London. The chief executive has been speaking with British media and has been highly critical of the Victorian government's decision, saying that they've over-exaggerated the costs and that they wish they had come back to them to negotiate a different or cheaper model. Now, of course, they're frantically trying to find a new city to host the 2026 Games. There's some speculation here that the English city of Birmingham, who hosted the 2022 Games, might do back-to-back games. The Scottish First Minister has said that they would consider taking on a portion of the Games in a multi-city approach, but these are all very early conversations. The UK's Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, has said that he believes it should be Australia who work out a solution with the Commonwealth Games Foundation. Now, as you just said, there's no states who have put their hands up and said that they want to take this on. So there are certainly many people here in the UK and around the world who are questioning the viability of these games. Largely over the last few decades, it has been hosted mostly in the UK or by Australia. And there are some here who say that the games have become too big and too expensive.
Well, let's bring it back home. Steph Ferrier, the political fallout over this decision is bound to continue.
Yes, it certainly is. Good morning, Lisa. And it's actually under 1,000 days that the opening ceremony of the Commonwealth Games was set to be staged here at the MCG. But now administrators and athletes' dreams are in tatters, and a very big cloud hangs over the very future of the Commonwealth Games. The Premier, Daniel Andrews, says that it simply costs too much money. It wasn't viable to spend so much on a 12-day event. He says that the costs blew out from the original estimates of $2.6 billion to double that, at least $6 to $7 billion he was quoting. And he says that that does not represent value for money any longer, and it is simply something that he's not going to take that money out of hospitals and schools to do so. Now, this decision originally was announced with much fanfare just 15 months ago, and it was set to showcase the best that regional Victoria had to offer in regional hubs like Shepparton, Bendigo, Ballarat, Geelong and the Gippsland region as well. And it obviously has absolutely gutted people there, as well as the athletes that have been looking forward to being cheered on by a home crowd. They say that the Victorian government has let them down. And as Isabella mentioned, we've also heard from the Commonwealth Games Australia Organising Committee. They have actually disputed the government's latest cost estimates, saying that they are this gross exaggeration, and the opposition is calling for details of those costings to actually come out. They're saying that this is an absolute humiliation of Victoria and a betrayal as well of regional Victoria. ABC News Breakfast's invitation to both the Premier and any senior minister from the Victorian government to come on News Breakfast and explain this situation has been declined so far, and we're still putting that out to them at the moment. But obviously this is a massive blow for so many people that were looking forward to the Commonwealth Games.